Hey, good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com. Hope all's going well and hope your guitar journey is going famously. And today we're going to continue on with another section of this series we're doing on lead guitar, where we're playing over a jam track and we're learning all kinds of different techniques and devices and arpeggios and triads and melodic soloing ideas. And my hope is that this will help inspire you along your lead guitar journey. Maybe take a few pieces of what you're learning or a device or a technique that I'm using and try to incorporate it into your own playing. Put your own spin on it, you know, practice it over jam tracks, lay these chords down, or practice it in other jam tracks. Have fun with it. And in the last lesson, I taught you some cool 2-note per string, 6-string across the neck arpeggios that we had a lot of fun with. And in this lesson, we're going to get into some triad usage and ways that you can kind of create melodic ideas using triads. All a triad is just a 3-note chord, and we're going to look at some major and some minor triads that fit really well over this jam track, and I think you'll like it, so let's get to it. And hey, if you'd like a free video lesson that's not on YouTube and a coinciding ebook, just click on the link in the YouTube description box and I'll send you a free video lesson and a coinciding ebook, which has a lot of the scales that we're going to be talking about diagrammed out on paper, chord charts, tons of great lessons. Click on that, send it to you for free from Next Level Guitar. So basically there's 4 different kinds of triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. And for this lesson, we're just going to look at some major and some minor ones. And I'll show you a few triad shapes for major and minor. And these are movable, meaning that you could move this shape around on the neck depending on where the root note is will give you the key. And man, they're so awesome because it adds so much melodicism into your playing. And you could use these triads to create some licks and riffs and enter them into your playing, and it'll be a lot of fun, and you'll be surprised how much mileage you'll get out of them. One thing you do want to do is you want to try to identify some of the other notes around the triad so you can embellish it, and often that will mean, you know, is that triad, what scale is that triad, you know, built within? What other scalar notes are around that triad? That really helped me because that allowed me to grab other notes besides just the triad to embellish it and really add flavor and color. And you heard me do a little bit of that in the intro, and I'll show you what I was doing. Remember, for this lesson, we're just playing over a simple 2-chord track in the key of C major. The chords are C major 7th to an A minor 7th. So we're in the key of C major. Great key to play in, right? C major is the only major key with no sharps or flats. All the notes in C major: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So the triad 3-note chord, a major triad is just the root, the 3rd, and the 5th, right? And in C, the root is the C, the 3rd would be the E, and the 5th is G. C, E, and G. Put those 3 notes together, you have a C major triad. A great major triad I like that you heard me play in the intro is that shape right there. Kind of looks like a D chord, right? That looks like your D chord shape that you're so familiar with, but the great thing about that is the root note of that triad is on the B string. So if you put your 3rd finger on the C note at the 13th fret on the B string and play that D chord shape, that's the chord frets right there. That's a C major triad because I'm playing a C note, I'm playing the E at the 12th fret, high E string, and the G at the 12th fret on the G string. If I wanted to play that in F, just move your 3rd finger to the F note on the B string and play the shape. F major triad, right? That's a great triad shape. You should memorize that and practice moving that around the fretboard. Root on the B string. Another great major triad shape is this one. Kind of looks like a C major chord, little piece of it, right? But what I'm doing here is I'm playing the C note now on the high E string, 8th fret. And I'm getting the G note on the 8th fret of the B string. And of course, I got the E note on the 9th fret of that G string. And then I bar with my 1st finger the high E and the B. Another cool major triad shape. But this one See, I can grab all the notes around it that I like to add some melody. You could do that with most triads. This triad lives right in that C major scale, right? So try it. Grab a high G note, or grab that D note, or the A note. It all sounds good. Slide into the note. Add a little tremolo bar if you have it, right? And that adds all these little inflections. That's what I did in that intro solo. Was I was playing the C major triad over the C major chord, and then the chord changed to A minor. I went straight to this A minor triad. So a minor triad is a root or one, a flat third, and fifth. That's kind of how you always kind of could tell the difference between a minor and a major chord. Look at that third. In most instances, the minor type chord will have that flat third. So the chord is A minor we're playing over, so I want to play an A minor triad. So I would play the notes A. Got to play the C again, right? That's my flat third, and my fifth is the E. And this is a great, again, movable shape. It looks like this. Frets. Right, I have my third finger on the root note, 10th fret on the A note on the B string. First finger I'm playing that C note with first finger 8th fret on the high E, and I got my E note there on the 9th fret G string with my second finger. That's a great triad shape. And again, I was grabbing other notes. You know, I was grabbing the high E and the B note, making it like a minor 9 almost. Grab the D note that time. So experiment around there. Oh, I also played this in the beginning. And that's another cool minor triad shape. A minor I'm playing here. Now again, this is movable. That last one, movable. That's the shape. So I was playing it in A because my third finger is on that A note. If I wanted to play, let's say, an E minor triad, just slide that third finger on the B string to your E note. There's my E minor triad. Same shape. It's movable all over the neck. It's a great shape. Memorize that. You'll use it all the time. Another great shape is this one. For your minor triad, like a fifth string root bar chord. A minor, I'm here. Third finger on the 14th fret. That's my A note. On the G string. And then I get the C note on the B string, 13th fret. First finger's on the 12th fret. High E string on my E. There's my A minor triad. What I did though was I kind of swept it and kind of like picked it really quick all with one downstroke, and I added the G. Kind of made it a minor 7th. And then I started adding other notes to it within the scale, and I created my lead line. I played something like this. I'll try to do it slow. There it is. And I just picked some notes out of, now I'm using it as an A minor scale, and it looks like this. It's a great minor scale, natural minor scale, or Aeolian mode. And I use that I love those half step bends. I was bending the B to the C on that 12th fret with my first finger. You could do it on the high E string, 12 to 13. Love how, right, so much. Again, if you kind of identify which scale you want to use within that surrounding that triad, all depending on the sound you want to create. All of this is based on sound, right? So you got to like those sounds. So that's a great, again, that shape is movable by your third finger root. Add the tremolo bar. Here's another one here I just showed you. Another great minor triad with, this time the root will be on the high E string. A minor, and that's just I'm barring 5th fret, high E, B, and G strings at the 5th fret. There's my A note, there's my E note, and there's my C note. 3 really usable, extremely helpful, and great sounding little minor triads. So use those, learn the notes around the triad that are going to be within the scale you want to use, and use them to create all kinds of melodic licks and riff ideas, and you'll have tons of fun with them, tons and tons. Practice over jam tracks, lay that track down, the C major 7 to A minor. Very simple change. I want to leave it wide open, and practice going from one to the other. You want to listen to a guy who does that really well, listen to anything from David Gilmour, Pink Floyd. He really uses those triads really well and lands on those chord tones, those notes and those chords, and he's such a master at that. And his sense of melodicism is just unparalleled, genius. So very, very much you could draw some inspiration from him. Try sweeping that little triad. That's a lot of fun. And then I slid that high note from the G to the A. Forgot to mention that. I kind of like doing that, sliding the high notes on the high E string. That always, again, it's another thing that adds a little color. Vary it up. Change the order of the notes. Slide, hammer, pull off. All those little things will add interest to your playing. And I get a lot of questions about gear. For this lesson, I'm using a Paul Reed Smith 513 electric guitar, made in the USA, and I'm mainly playing off of all the way up the neck pickup for that real kind of warm, throaty kind of sound. I'm running that straight into Mesa Boogie Mark II tube amp, straight into the front of the amp. All of the distortion is coming from the amp. I'm on the second channel, the high gain channel, but I don't have the amp cranked, so the gain is kind of like halfway. And it's right in the front of the amp, and the only effect is I have some reverb that's built into the amp. I'm using some amp reverb, and then I have a delay pedal in the effect loop, and that's what you heard in the beginning, me playing through that delay. It's an MXR carbon copy analog delay, and all the settings on the delay pedal are about at 12 o'clock, the mix, the repeats, and the length of the delay. So it sounds like this. 4 repeats, 5 repeats. And you can hear a little bit of that reverb. And that's it. Very simple setup. And when I start the lesson and actually start teaching, I turn the delay off and I turn the volume down. So it's just for instructional purposes. But if I have the delay on now, and here's the sound. The neck pickup, real throaty and warm. The bridge pickup on this guitar is a lot more aggressive sounding. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Try some of those triads, memorize those shapes, practice them in different keys, and try to embellish them and add them into your lead playing as a way to springboard you to some melodic lick ideas. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube videos. It really helps, and we really appreciate if you could click on that subscribe button, and we'll let you know when we have some more stuff coming out. All right? Remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Practice over jam tracks, play in all keys. Go to our website, which is a full-on video instructional curriculum. We have lessons in a structured curriculum for all level players, beginners, intermediates, advanced, and all genres of music, right? It's has over 1,600 lessons. I add new lessons all the time. I'm going to add another 50 or 60 next month. There's a 3-day free pass right on the homepage. So try it out. It doesn't cost you anything. We don't ask for a credit card or anything. Just go to nextlevelguitar.com, and right under the video of me holding the Les Paul, click on start your free trial now, and try it for 3 days. It's free. You have nothing to lose, and you might like it. I'm David Taub, co-creator of Next Level Guitar. Thanks for watching. Take care, and keep on rocking.